I am going to give a small tutorial on how to use the online Shakespeare lexicon. Now, if you don't know what a lexicon is, it's the same thing as a dictionary. It's just particular to a specific text. In this case, we're talking about Shakespeare because, of course, we are in a theater class. So, to find it online, I like to type in lexicon and then Shakespeare. And when you Google that, the first thing that comes up is the Alexander Schmidt Shakespeare Lexicon and Dictionary. Now, this is the one that you can buy the physical copy of, the Alexander Schmidt Lexicon. This is the best one to use. It's the one that all the pros use. It's the one that has stood the test of time. So this is what you want to use, and you just click on that. Now, like I said, you can get this in a hard copy, which is great. It comes in 3 volumes, though, so it is a little spendy. It is all the words of Shakespeare in a dictionary. That's why this is such a cool website to have the Alexander Schmidt lexicon online for free for anybody to use. It's such a great tool, especially if you're just starting and learning Shakespeare and you don't know if you want to purchase the physical lexicon. It's super great to use. With that being said, it's a little confusing. The website is a little bit outdated to me and has a few things that don't really help the site users, I guess. The first thing is, if you look over here, these little boxes, you would think that this is where you would search for it, but which is true, you can search for it here, but I don't recommend it because these searches search not only through the Shakespeare lexicon. This searches through they have tons of collections of texts, and you can see right here on this website. So this searches all of those, and we don't want to search all of those. We just want Shakespeare's lexicon. So you don't really want to use these here. Also, the thing I don't love about this is because it will search the lexicon as well, so you might be able to find it, but if you spell anything incorrectly, you won't be able to find it. It won't give you the key term from this lexicon. And if you're, depending on what Shakespeare text you're using, if you're using the first folio, it might be spelled differently because there wasn't a standardized spelling at the time when it was being written. So if you're using the first folio version, these spellings might be different and it might be harder to find. So I personally like to just look it up as I would a dictionary. So you can see here that we've got the table of contents, and that's what you're going to be looking for. So let's take the word, say we don't know one word in our monologue, right? Let's take one of Romeo's monologues from Romeo and Juliet, one of his famous, of course, most famous monologues, and let's look up the word vestal. He says in there, her vestal liveries is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear them, cast it off. Vestal, I don't know what vestal means, but I do know it starts with a V, so we're going to go there, and every time you click on anything, it redirects you to the top, but it has forwarded your information. So vestal, spelled V-E-S, so obviously these are the V-A's, so we just want to look, again, it's the same as a dictionary. As long as you know your ABCs, you've got this. So vestal is right in here. Again, it'll shoot me back up to the top, but we can go right back down. And I've already looked it up, obviously, and here it is, vestal. So the crazy coolest part about this that is different than a dictionary is it doesn't just have 1 or 2 definitions. It gives you the definition as in the play and where it's at. So right here we've got Romeo, Act 2, Scene 2. So it tells us right here, her vestal livery. That's the text. So we don't want to use this first definition, a priestess of Vesta. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, if we go back up here, we're using a chaste woman in general, and then it's being used as an adjective, as it says here. So you can do this with any word in Shakespeare's text, and it will tell you exactly where it's from, so you know exactly how to use it correctly for that specific text. And this will just help you for anything you're doing in Shakespeare, to read Shakespeare, to perform it, any of that, and it's all free online here for you to use. You just need to be able to know how to use it correctly. So I hope this was a little helpful for everybody. Thank you for listening.